What is your plan, though? You have no plan. You don't have a weapon. So what if you catch up? Oh, god damn it. Oh, so they just used the elevator, right? The one that I was wondering about. Junpei and Seven had finally arrived at the church, exhausted and out of breath. As their lungs struggled to catch their breath, their eyes frantically scanned the room.
一名とヤシロは
見当たらないな。
先に進んじまったのか。
かもな。レッドを確認するぞ。
This red would tell him if Ace and Lotus had moved to another room.
エンゲージと入室中。
つまり一宮とヤシロはこっちの扉から入ってったってことかい。
らしいな。
Junpei and Seven stepped away from the door. They retreated back to the center of the room and began to talk.
どうするよ。
We can't do shit.
どうするも何も。あっちのでかい方の9の扉は確かに残ってる。だが
二人じゃどうにもならねえしな。
そうだ。第一俺たちの数字根は9じゃないし。
Just then, as they were pondering what to do next, oh, what about the coffin? Oh! There was a noise. A noise, like someone hitting a thick wooden panel.
なんだ？何の音だ？
Junpei looked up, surprised. Seven followed suit, his eyes jumping around the room, looking for the source of the sound. It wasn't long before they found the altar. Or more precisely, what was on it? Snake?
棺
だな。
開けてみよう。
How?
どうやって？
力ずくで。
無理だろ、どう考えても。
試してみなきゃわからないだろ。成功の唯一の条件は99の失敗に対して恐れぬ勇気を持つことだ。
Yeah, we have a pretty good track record for succeeding in doing things as long as we actually gave it the effort to.
どれの言葉だよ。
忘れた。いいからとにかく試してみようぜ。
Junpei and Seven leapt at the coffin. Rip off the number pad.
そう。
Does the person inside want to talk?
ほらな、やっぱりダメだろ。そう簡単に開くんだったら、こんなもんついてるわけがねえんだよ。
A keypad.
ここに番号を入力しないと開かない。そういうことか。
Say something! Stop banging! Say something! In fact, as the noise continued, it had only gotten louder and more forceful. What were they supposed to do? Junpei wondered.
何か手がかりになるようなものはないのか。
Oh, I don't know, man.
なあ、順平。お前、一等船室のバスルームの前で、妙な数字をつぶやいてたよな。
The same numbers?
あれって、四つ葉が持ってた暗号文を解いたもんだろ。真実は去り、とかなんとかっていう。
ああ、そうだが、それが？
もしかしたらその数字が、この装置の暗証番号になってるんじゃねえか。
Worth a shot.
いや、セブン、それはありえないよ。あの数字は、クローゼットの中にあった金庫を解錠するためのものだったんだ。
だが、あの金庫も、この棺も、用意したのは同じ人物。ゼロだろ。
ああ、おそらくな。
だったら、同じ暗証番号を設定してるかもしれねえじゃねえか。
そんなバカな。
念のため、試してみたらどうだ。
無駄だよ。同じなわけない。
Well, it's a better plan than trying to open it by force.
なんで言い切れんだよ。やってみなきゃわかんねえだろうが。成功の唯一の条件は、99の失敗に対して恐れぬ勇気を持つことだ。
Yep.
誰の言葉だ。
お前の言葉だよ。
Why are they not talking?
わかったよ。
What the hell is wrong with the person inside? Put it in.
1438341。
Oh, they happen to all fit too. It only took a moment.
あ、
Oh my god.
マジかよ。
Who is it? Who is it? There was a click. And with a heavy clunk, the lid of the coffin slid off onto the floor. Someone sat up from inside. Oh!
ニルス。
お前、どうして。
Okay, your mouth is not even taped down. You have no excuse for not talking.
ああ、その声は、淳平くんとセブンだね。他のみんなは、ここにはいないのかい？
You're calm. Of course, there was no reason Snake would have known anything about where anyone else would be. What the hell is he wearing? Junpei and Seven looked at one another. There was a great deal he needed to know, but... Oh, his sister is dead. Shit. They had to tell him something, however, so they began to talk. Snake explained to them how he came to be locked in the coffin. Apparently, he'd been hit with some sort of knockout gas, and Junpei and Seven explained what had happened to the rest of them. Gas.
なるほど。大体理解したよ。他には特に大きなことはなかったんだよね。
Yeah, there's one thing. Oh. That Ace had killed Clover. They feared that if Snake knew, he might as well go insane.
ああ。
They decided as much by a look, the moment Snake had climbed out of the coffin.
しかし、ニルスが閉じ込められた経緯を聞いても、未だに謎が残るな。
ああ、特にゼロの正体とその意図が全く不明のままだ。なんだってゼロはシャワー室の男にニルスの服を着せたりしたんだ。
It could be a trap for Ace.
9年前に行われたというノナリーゲームと何か関係があるのか。
なあ、ニルス。何か知らないか？
さあ、何のことだい？僕にはよくわからないな。
Oh? It seemed as though Snake was, perhaps, not being entirely honest, but that knowledge did Junpei and Seven little good.
なあ、いいから教えてくれよ。もういいだろ？
そんなことを言われても、知らないものは知らないからね。
Oh. No matter how many times they asked, he insisted that he knew nothing. Does that mean the paper was lying? It was becoming clear that Snake wouldn't give in, and every second they spent asking him was a second wasted.
まずいな。タイムリミットはもう間もなくだろう。
一刻も早く一宮の後を追わないといけないってのに。
Junpei, Seven, and Snake simply stood, at a loss for what they should do next.
一体どうすればいいんだ。
He glanced over at Snake's wrist. Sure enough, he could see the 2 on the bracelet on Snake's wrist. Well, the other guy had a 2 too.
今ここにいる3人では、数字根は9にはならないね。
ああ、5だな。
Santa and June can make a 9.
つまり、この3人では先には進めないということになるが。
Well, not that we have a 0 or 9 bracelet.
そういや。
なんだ？
どうしたんだい？
いや、実はあることを思い出してな。
0?
あることって？
これだよ。
Good job, 7. There was no mistaking the number glowing at them from the face, like a cartoon eye.
ゼロのバングル。
なんだって？セブンは今、ゼロのバングルを持ってるっていうのか？
ああ。
そんなもの、一体どこで？
Snake's question was innocent enough, but if he learned the truth... Oh, he got it off Clover. If he'd been able to see, he would have noticed 7 looked away.
四つ葉からもらったんだ。
四つ葉から？
ああ。
どういう経緯で？
四つ葉はこのバングルを A デッキにある1の扉の先、船長室の中で見つけたらしいんだ。で、かさばるから持っててくれってそう頼まれてな。
嘘だ。
He got it off Clover's dead body.
そもそもあいつはこう言っていた。
中はまだ見てねえ。現場保存は捜査の鉄則だからな。と言いつつ、実は一つだけ拝借させてもらったものもあったりするんだが。
多分それはニルスに四つ葉のことを悟らせないためのもので。
というわけで順平、留守番の方よろしく頼むぞ。
え
ああ。
なんてな、冗談だよ。だがこのゼロのバングルがレッドに認識されるかどうかは一応調べておきたい。ニルス、ちょっと手を貸してくれ。
He only has 1. A third asterisk appeared on the screen. Now they just needed to pull the lever and the door would open.
なんでだ？
Oh?
開かないぞ。
What? Can only one 9 door be engaged at one time?
3つ目のアスタリスクは灯ったから。
So it's not a problem with that.
ゼロのバングルが認識されてないってことはなさそうだが。
ゼロじゃないのかもしれないよ。
え？
なんだって？
そのバングルに割り振られてる数字はゼロじゃないのかもしれない。そう言ってるんだ。別の組み合わせで試してみたらどうかな。そうすればそのバングルの本当の数字がわかるかも。
わかった。
Junpei nodded. They decided to use the following combination. Is it actually a 10, maybe? We could try these out, but why not just let the game take me through it?
ニルス、俺、謎のバングルでやってみよう。
7.
この組み合わせで9の扉が開いたら、謎のバングルには2が割り振られていることになる。
Wait, if this 0 bracelet isn't actually a 0, does that mean that In the submarine ending, it had to be Snake who went into the surgery room with them then? Because the Zero... Oh, but they had the 9 bracelet as well. Oh, whatever.
開かないね。
その謎のバングルは2番じゃないみたいだな。
ってことは
Let's try another one.
俺、セブン、謎のバングルでやってみよう。
It's probably the last one.
この組み合わせで9の扉が開いたら、謎のバングルには6が割り振られていることになるわけだ。
It's the last one so that we can all get through. Oh! Why would it be 6?
開いた。
ああ、そのようだね。
Seven clearly hadn't thought their experimentation would produce anything useful and looked rather confused. Snake was, as usual, calm and smug. Aw, he's too damn smart. The door slid closed. Junpei's forehead furrowed as he thought.
つまり、謎のバングルに割り振られた数字は6だったってことか。
But why would it say 0?
だけど、どうして6なんだ？バングルの文字盤には0と表示されているのに。
Oh. Suddenly, from somewhere far and beneath them, they heard the creaking groan of tearing metal. With it came the sound of water pouring into the parts of the ship that had, until recently, been dry. Oh, we're drowning!
まずいな。タイムリミットが来ちまったのか。
とにかく、扉が開くことは分かったんだ。行こう。
Wait, who's getting left behind here?
行くって。ニルス、お前はどうするんだよ。
そうだ。先に進めるのは俺と順平だけだぜ。
安心しろ。いい考えがあるんだよ。最後の手段も使うんだ。
Last resorts.
最後の
手段。
Junpei, Seven, and Snake ran, full tilt, down a long, straight hallway. They were headed for the stern of the ship, and had no time for distractions. Wait, what the fuck? Whoa! What? Wait, how did Snake get in here? Five plus 7! But Snake just came in here! What? As they ran, Seven spoke.
それにしても驚いたな。まさかそんな手があったとは。なあ、ニルス、どうして最初からその手を使わなかったんだ。
だから言っただろ。最後の手段だって。
ほう？
初めからそんなことをしたら、真っ先に僕が疑われることになるじゃないか。こいつが犯人だ。こいつこそがゼロに違いない。そう言ってみんなで寄ってたかって僕のことを糾弾し始める。そうなるのは目に見えて分かってた。だから本当にどうにもならなくなった時にだけ、ギリギリの状況に追い詰められた時にだけ外そうと思ってたんだよ、あのバングルを。
Oh! Snake's plan had been simple but effective. He simply removed his bracelet. How? To Junpei, it had looked as though Snake had simply crushed the bones of his hands until they were small enough to fit through the wristband. Of course, that would have been practically impossible, so... How had he done it?
お兄ちゃんの左腕は普通の人とは違うの。人工的に作られたものなんだ。
But I thought the point was that if you try to take it off, there's a bomb inside you that will go off.
その左手が義手でよかったというのもなんだけど、ほっとしたよ。
バングルさえなければ怖いものなんて何もないからな。
ま、そうだね。
Maybe he shouldn't have left the frickin' thing though, because we might need it later. Snake just didn't use the bracelet. They kept running for a while longer, and eventually came upon a set of stairs leading downward onto the right side of the hallway. They stopped and peered down the staircase.
この階段、どうやらボトムデッキへと繋がっているらしいな。
浸水はしていないみたいだ。
It only took a few minutes to make their way to the bottom deck. There was a single hallway in front of them, at the end of which was a single door.
あのドアを進むぞ。
Junpei threw it open. Inside was a massive iron gate. A plate was affixed to the top of it. Incinerator! Santa mentioned an incinerator before. Funnily enough, I thought that there might have been an incinerator here already, because when Seven was telling his story from a long time ago, back when we were in that prisoner room. Yeah, I didn't say it back then because I thought the reasoning was kind of stupid, but there was this one cutscene art with Seven looking down into something. I thought that he might have been looking down into an incinerator because that scene reminded me of I hope this isn't considered spoilers, but it reminded me of Toy Story 3. There's a scene in Toy Story 3 with an incinerator, which looked kind of like that.
インシネレーター？
まあ、それは多分焼却炉のことだ。扉の近くにレバーがついてないかな。
ああ、確かについてるが。
お前、なんでそんなこと知ってんだ？
話してあげてもいい。だけど、半日は覚悟してくれ。それを操作すれば扉は開くはずだ。
わかった。
Snake has been in this game before, according to that note. Oh! Standing in front of Junpei, Seven and Snake were Ace and Lotus. Ace still held the revolver in his hand. It was still pressed hard against Lotus's temple. A small dark bruise had begun to form near the tip. Even from several yards away, Junpei could see that Lotus was shaking. She was terrified. But perhaps more interesting was what Junpei saw behind them. Another 9 door.
そんな、どうしてだ？
Well, we are playing 999.
どうしてここにも9の扉が？
The door stopped Junpei in his tracks. It simply shouldn't have been there. There shouldn't have been 2 to begin with. As his brain finally began considering why, the whine of a warning klaxon filled the air, drowning out any thought.
Emergency alert!
Whoa, it's in English!
Emergency alert! Emergency incineration command has been confirmed.
Oh, well, that doesn't sound good. When would you ever need to...
Automatic incineration will take action in...
When would you ever need to automatically incinerate something, though? Why is this even a function?
9 minutes.
Of course.
Please evacuate the incinerator immediately.
ああ、いいね。盛り上がってきたじゃないか。なかなかいい演出だと思うぞ、ゼロ。
A terrifying smile twisted Ace's face.
頭の悪そうなお前らのために翻訳してやろう。
Right, because that was actually in English, so Ace is gonna translate it to them.
今のアナウンスはな、
焼却システムの開始を告げるものだ。あと9分でこのドームは火の海になる。そう言ったんだ。
Ah, so the entire room is an incinerator. Not just one little thing. The entire room is going to be in flames.
ああ、お前は誰だ？
Ah!
わからないのか？ニルスだよ。
ニルス？ああ、そうかそうか。生きてたんだったな、お前。そんなへんてこな衣装を着てるもんだからわからなかったよ。よくぞご無事で。生きてて何よりだった。
Ace's voice didn't change. Snake ground his teeth.
ところでお前らどうやってここに来たんだ？ニルス、順平、セブン、この3人では9の扉は開けないはずだが。
We don't have to tell him shit.
もしかして四つ葉のバングルを使ったのか？
Ah!
なんだと？
ああ、どうやらその反応からすると違うようだね。
待て、どうして突然四つ葉のバングルなんて話が出てくるんだ？
Ah. Junpei felt his chest tighten.
まさかお前まだ教えてもらってないのか？
何をだ？
そうか、その様子だとやはり知らないようだな。本来であればもっとたっぷりともったいつけてじらしてやるところなんだが、あいにくと時間がない。手っ取り早く教えてやろう。四つ葉はな。
やめろ一味、それ以上言うな。
四つ葉は
やめろと言ってるだろ。ニルス、聞いちゃダメだ。
Junpei could feel his voice going hoarse, but Snake didn't listen to him.
四つ葉がどうしたんだ？
Oh. The corner of Ace's mouth curled into the hook of a cruel smile.
四つ葉はな、死んでしまったんだよ。
Oh, Snake.
そんなバカな。嘘だろ。嘘に決まってる。
嘘なもんか。私が殺したんだ。間違いない。
なんだと？
Oh, his eyes are open.
もう一度言ってやろうか。私が殺したんだ。
Snake's face twisted into a mask of rage, mottled red, rising to dot his pale skin. His entire body shook. He looked to Junpei, disturbingly like a demon.
本当ならもっと苦しませずに行かせてやりたかったんだがな。この銃を使って頭を撃ち抜いて。
God.
だがそんなことをしたら銃声が響き渡ってしまう。だからナイフを使ったんだよ。9番の男が持っていたあのナイフをな。ちょうど肩甲骨の下あたりだったか。うまい具合に肋骨の隙間をすり抜けてくれてね。
What the fuck is wrong with this guy? He is just doing this for fun now.
ああ、そうそう。彼女の肉はとっても柔らかかったよ。何の抵抗もなくスッとナイフの刃がうずもれていった。あの感触、思い出しただけでもゾクゾクするね。できることならもう一度味わいたいぐらいだ。
Incineration will start in 7 minutes.
殺してやる。
Snake's words were a guttural growl, barely audible.
ああ、なんだって？
殺してやる。殺してやる。
ああ、殺してやるって言ったのか。どうぞ、やれるもんならやってみたまえ。
We don't actually care if Ace dies, but he has Lotus right now, and I don't even know why we're standing here. Why did we all come here? Ace came here for a reason, but I don't know what that reason is.
よせニルス。
ダメだ、奴の挑発に乗るな。
ほら、どうした？かかってこいよ。すぐに妹のところに行かせてやるぜ。
ダメだニルス。
やめろ。
But Snake could no longer hear them. Snake could no longer hear anything. Snake moved like a bolt of lightning. His scream echoed throughout the incineration chamber, full of rage and despair.
ニルス。
ニルス。
Oh! He just came back to us! No! Another scream filled the room. It was Lotus. Lotus ran across the room toward Junpei, her eyes wide with terror.
ヤシロ。
早くこっちに来い。
Snake's ill-fated attack had loosened Ace's grip on her, and she had made a run for it. She reached Seven and Junpei and ducked behind them.
Incineration will start in 5 minutes.
その女を渡せ。
Right, there's still the other 9 door.
そいつがいないと困るんだよ。私とその女と例の9番のバングルで認証を行わないと。
This makes me wonder a little bit though, because Ace is definitely not beyond killing somebody, and killing Lotus and getting her bracelet is infinitely easier than trying to drag her over here, so I do wonder why he hasn't done it yet.
この背後にある9の扉から脱出することができないんだ。だから、早くしてくれ。時間がないんだ。
In the center of the room, Snake's body lay eerily still. He looked like a human larva, prone and vulnerable on the floor.
ああ、なるほど。やむをえんな。ならば君たちにはここで死んでもらうことにしよう。幸いなことに弾はまだ5発も残っている。淳平君に1発、社に1発、そこのバカでかい男に3発お見舞いして、私は社の体を引きずりながらこの部屋を後にすることにしよう。
Incineration will start in 4 minutes.
さあ、そろそろ時間だ。君たちと遊べて楽しかったよ。
Junpei could see Ace's finger tighten. He could see it begin to squeeze down on the trigger. His body tensed, preparing for the catastrophic impact of hot lead against human flesh.
それじゃあな。
No, it can't end like this. Then it happened.
してやる。
Snake stood up.
バカな。
For the first time, Ace's composure broke. With obvious effort, Snake lunged forward, one step closer to Ace. Then another. He looked, for all the world, like a zombie.
殺してやる。殺してやる。
Oh. His voice was the mournful wailing of the undead.
来るな、それ以上近づいてみろ。
In this kind of situation, Ace still obviously has the upper hand, but it's frightening. It's frightening to see someone's resolve. Snake is running on nothing but determination.
今度こそ本当にお前を。
Little by little, Ace was retreating. Snake didn't stop. He continued his stiff, inexorable approach, his eyes twin pools of pure fury.
聞こえないのか。来るなと言ってるだろうが。 くそこの死に族のイベ
Ah! But now he's used all 5 of his bullets. Ace's revolver leapt 5 times. 5 times, the air in the incinerator was split by the crack of a bullet. Snake's body twitched as 5 clouds of blood and torn flesh leapt into the air across his body. A fine pink mist drifted from his body and disappeared. Junpei didn't have time to ponder what that meant before... And then his strength was gone. His legs crumbled, and his broken and battered body slid to the floor.
Incineration will start in 3 minutes.
今度こそ金
But Snake wasn't done.
殺してやる。
Even as the pool of blood beneath him grew, he began to move. He half crawled, half slid toward Ace. One bloody arm wrapped itself around Ace's leg,
捕まえたぞ。
and the other gripped his thigh with strength that should have been long gone.
貴様化け物か離せ離すんだくそ
He kicked at Snake with his free leg, driving his foot into Snake's face, his arm, his shoulder. It made no difference. Snake refused to release him. Once a snake has ensnared its prey, rarely does it release it.
一味これで終わりだな。僕と共に地獄の豪華に焼かれるといい。
なんだと
Incineration will start in 2 minutes.
いやくそくそ離せ離すんだこのけたものめわかったわかったそれじゃこうしよう私の会社の傘下にある病院そこに優秀な医者がいるこの程度の傷ならおそらく簡単に治してもらえるはずだ君は死なないきっと助かるだからな
I don't think Ace understands that without Clover, Snake probably doesn't find life all that enticing.
哀れだなこの子に及んで。
Then Seven and Lotus began to speak. Junpei could hear tears in their voices, and their words were strained.
ニルスもういいもう十分だ
ええそうよニルスもう分かったわ
最高ニルスここを出るんだ
一緒に行きましょうみんなで脱出するの
Snake turned toward them. He coughed, and blood splattered across the floor. Then he smiled, a sad sort of smile.
悪いけどそれはできないよ僕に構わず君たちは早く脱出を僕はこいつを道連れにして
うるさいだめね
僕は四つ葉を妹を守れなかったこれはせめてもの罪滅ぼしさあの世であいつに許してもらうためにさあだから早く行け行くんだ
Incineration will start in 1 minute.
くそダメだもう時間がない行くぞジュペイヤシロ
Seven ran toward the exit. Lotus followed him. But Junpei couldn't move. There were white lines down Snake's cheeks where his tears had washed the blood away. He was broken, body and soul, and Junpei felt as though half of his own heart had been torn out. His eyes stung, and he tried desperately to swallow to clear the lump in his throat.
Junpei-kun, 何をやってる? 早く行け!
Junpei's chest tightened, pulled taut by anger, misery, and a cold feeling of emptiness. Pure emotion surged through his heart alongside the torrent of blood. He could feel it building, a tremendous wave growing taller and taller and taller. And then it broke, crashing down with thunderous force onto a shaken, unprepared mind. Junpei's rational mind was gone. He was driven by instinct now, and he launched himself across the floor at Snake and Ace. Or he tried to. He felt a hand grab him from behind. It was Seven. Before he had time to react, the larger man had pinned Junpei's arms to his sides and was hauling him bodily back toward the door.
Incineration will start in 10 seconds. Seven, 6.
仕方ねえ。悪く思うなよ。
5, 4, 3, 2.
てやれよ。
1, 0. Gate 2 and Gate 3 lockdown complete. Engaging incineration.
Junpei felt Seven's fist bury itself deep into his stomach, and then his legs turned to mush. Seven scooped him up in the same motion and left through the door. It slammed shut behind them. Junpei struggled to shaky feet. He glanced over to see Lotus only a short distance away. Junpei ran to the door. There was a small window cut into it. Inside, he could see Ace and Snake. He didn't know how much time had passed. He didn't know how long he stood there, in front of the incinerator. He looked to the side. Lotus's face was ashen, and if not for the hand she put against the wall, Junpei didn't think she could have stood. Seven looked old and tired and used. His eyes stared at the floor, seeing nothing. Junpei said nothing. He simply began to walk toward the open door and the hallway they'd come down earlier.
Junpei!
純平君、どこに行くの?
He blinked, when their voices broke the silence. He stopped.
待っててくれ。紫とサンタを連れてくる。
You can go back?
連れてくるって。
どうやって？
いいからお前らは黙ってそこで待ってればいいんだよ。
He began to walk again. He looked over his shoulder and watched Seven and Lotus grow smaller and smaller. They stared back, not moving. He wasn't sure if they could. He turned around again. He knew where he was going.
さっきここを通った時、脇道の奥に見えたエレベーター。
Wow, very observant even in such dire times.
あれを動かすことさえできれば、もしかしたら。
Before long, Junpei found himself in front of the elevator. Next to the door was a button with a triangle on it.
動いてくれよ。
He pushed it, and the door opened. So 0 definitely means for people to be able to get outside without using the doors again. Where does this go? What? There was an elevator in this room? Wow.
紫！サンタ！
Oh, please be here. Oh my god. No, 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 no.
くそ。どこ行っちまったんだ、あいつら。
Well, they can make a 9. So maybe they followed you guys. He would have to look for them. Junpei's heart was heavy. He couldn't shake the feeling, but there was a part of him that felt it would be wrong to, even if he could. With every step he took, his legs felt more and more like lead. And Junpei's all alone. Oh god. Where are they? What the hell? This is the Saturn elevator. Sometime later, Junpei found himself at the chapel. He stepped inside, expecting to find nothing. But there, on the red carpet in the center of the room, June! No, code names didn't matter any longer. She was canny.
Akane!
Junpei cried her name and ran. Oh my god, please tell me she's alive! Like lightning, he ran across the room toward her.
Akane!
He stumbled to a stop. What? Oh my god. Ace was with us the whole time. Santa? You kidding me? As he looked down at her body, lying so still on the floor, he felt the icy grip of fear upon his heart. She was still. So very still. Well, I don't see blood just yet.
まさか、そんなわけないよな。
Slowly, Junpei bent down toward her. His hands shook, and he felt very cold and very hot at the same time. He forced himself to look. Her back was moving. Slowly, it rose and fell. Relief washed over him. But where's Santa?
Akane!
Junpei reached down and gently, very gently, lifted her up.
Akane! しっかりしろ!
Junpei-kun.
Her face was pale, and her lips were dry and cracked. Her eyes were blank and cloudy. They stared straight at Junpei, but saw nothing. Trembling, Junpei wrapped his arm around her back. She was cold. Very cold. Junpei tried to convince himself that it was only his imagination, but she felt as though she were fading away. He could feel his heart pounding frantically in his chest.
Akane, 一体何があったって言うんだ。どうしてお前こんなことに。
俊平くん、ごめんなさい。
Her voice was very faint.
私、もうダメかも。
What? But she hasn't been stabbed this time. Her fever?
何言ってるんだ。絶対に知らせるもんか。必ず助けてやる。
ありがとう、俊平くん。今まで本当にありがとう。私、幸せでした。もう一度俊平くんに会えて本当に嬉しかった。
バカ野郎、一度どころか二度でも三度でも何回だって会ってやるよ。だから頼む、しっかりしてくれ。あかる。
俊平くん、知ってました。私、俊平くんのこと小学校の頃からずっと
Junpei's vision had gone blurry. It took him a moment to realize his eyes were filled with tears. He could feel a piercing point of heat deep in his heart, like a white-hot flame. He looked down at Akane. Ah! That's right, there was a time limit! There was a crack of static from above his head, and a voice spoke.
ゼロ。てめえ、どこに隠れてやがる！
Junpei frantically scanned the ceiling for the source of the voice. Hey, I'm thinking about this, but Zero's objective is still really not clear to me. According to that note we found, he wants to punish the people who started the first Nonary Games. Okay, I can get behind that. You got Ace. But besides Ace, there's 8 other people here. Are you saying that every single person here is responsible in some way for how the first games happened? Because otherwise, you would be doing exactly the same thing as the people you are trying to take revenge against. You would be killing innocent people. Hang on. Junpei says, "Where are you hiding?" Zero says, "I am right here." Can I take that to mean that this is not a recording? Everything that Zero has said so far, the whole Titanic thing in the beginning, they could have been recordings because he never replied to anybody, not that I can remember anyway. And I'm a little bit keenly aware right now that we haven't seen Santa yet, and of the people we know that are still alive. June, Lotus, Seven, and Santa, that's it. Although, it's very, very likely that there's other people on board, judging by how there was that random 10th guy, the guy who got killed by Ace.
まだだ、まだ終わらせない。俺は茜を連れてここから脱出するんだ。どうして？
Okay, that is definitely not a recording.
Michi? お前、さっきから一体何を言ってるんだ。だから俺はまだ負けてなんか。
お？
なんだと？
Junpei didn't have time to ponder what that meant before he heard the door slam shut behind him. He spun around. There was no one there. Was it Zero?
あかね、待っててくれ。すぐ戻る。
She managed a single nod. Junpei laid her back down gently and left for the door. He yanked it open and shot outside. Would it be Zero though? If he's broadcasting, then shouldn't he be doing it from the captain's quarters? Or is there some type of portable broadcasting equipment? No one. The hall was empty. There was nothing moving anywhere.
くそ、どこ行きやがったんだ。こうなったらひとまずあかねよ。
He didn't want to leave Canny alone for any longer than he had to, so Junpei turned around and headed back into the chapel. Oh my god, please don't let something have happened already. Are you fucking kidding me?
あかね?
She wasn't there. She wasn't anywhere. She'd been lying there on the floor just moments before. And now she was gone.
そんな、なぜだ、どうして、一体どこに?
Is there like a secret compartment somewhere? How the fuck could she have disappeared so quickly? What the hell? She seemed unwell, so either there's some sort of secret compartment here, or somebody came and carried her away within 5 seconds. What the hell?
あかね、あかね、あかね、あかね!
His cry split the heavens themselves. He screamed until his voice gave out. Then he screamed some more. But there was nothing. No answer. His voice faded away, and all that remained was cold, unfeeling silence. That was when he noticed it. Oh, we're drowning. Oh no, it's gas, not water. A strange smell, one he'd smelled before. It's the one that he smelled when he got kidnapped.
白い煙の匂い。
9 seconds later, Junpei's mind winked out. Very specific amount of time. Is that it? Oh my goodness. What do I even say about this? My brain hurts. What even happened this time? There is way too much new information that I don't know what to make of at all. Why was the Zero bracelet a 6? Why did Snake get caught inside the coffin? What the hell was that third 9 door? Where the heck is June? Where the heck is Santa? What happened to us? It didn't seem like we died, but we're trapped again. Interestingly enough though, even though we ran out of time, by the end we didn't drown. We got gassed again. That's kind of how I feel like too. I feel like every time I go to the ending of one of the playthroughs, one of the routes, Zero gasses me by the end, and then I'm forced to go back to the beginning to try to figure out what happened with another route. Ah, Oh, but I gotta mention that the Snake Ace thing, that was badass. Snake is such a badass, and yet I doubted him all this time. I'm a monster! I doubted the wrong person, Snake, I'm sorry. Aww. To be fair though, we don't know until the end. Cause just judging by what happened in this one ending, there is a lot more to be discovered. Even though we're through four endings now, I feel like this is just the tip of the iceberg. The Ice Knight iceberg. Oh, the all ice thing. What the hell was that? Oh my gosh, the more I sit here, the more what the hell was that stuff I can think of. The first 3 playthroughs, I feel like they were drip feeding you hints everywhere. But this one, it's like they were force feeding me. And you know what happens when you're force fed? You barf it all back out, and you don't retain anything. Oh! What the hell is this? Now it is time. Let our game begin. Oh my god. 4. 4 out of... Whoa! Oh, ooh. Does that just mean I got it? Wait, how come the other stuff is unlocked? Or, we can't see it? Oh, because you only get pictures for the last things. Okay. Ha. You know what? Before we do anything else, I was told that I missed a scene during the engine room. Was it here? Yeah, so apparently, in this room, you know how at the very end after we solve it, Santa starts talking about his black and white Santa story? Apparently that changes here, but it's not considered a key thing, so I can't select it here. What I'm gonna do right now is I will play through this room again really quickly, and we'll see what happens there.
あれ？あそこにいるのは
サンタ？何を見てるんだ？写真だよ。妹の。
妹？サンタさんには妹がいるんですか？
ああ。目に入れても痛くないほど可愛い妹でな。
We've seen this. I wonder if we can skip.
身長が2ミリぐらいなんですか？
俺たちには両親がいなくてな。小さい頃に事故で亡くしちまったんだ。
That's new.
だから俺はあいつにとっての父親みたいなもんで。
Oh.
毎年クリスマスにプレゼントを送ってやるのも俺の役目だった。イブの夜、枕元にこっそりとそいつを置いといてやるんだ。すると翌朝、あいつは満面の笑みを浮かべて俺の部屋に飛び込んできて、お兄ちゃん見て見て、サンタさんからのプレゼント、私が欲しかったお人形、サンタさんがくれたんだ。あのお手紙、今年もちゃんと届いたんだね。ってな。手紙ってのは俺があいつに書かせたもんだ。欲しいもんを書いてサンタさんに送ろう。そう言ってな。宛先は北欧のデタラメな住所。そいつに切手を貼ってポストに投函させる。
You actually can send a mail to Santa. I forgot where, but they all get sent to some place like Finland, and then it gets sorted, and they try to get an actual Santa to write you a letter back. I'm just saying.
すると何日か経って宛先不明で自宅の郵便受けに戻ってくるから。
That's wrong.
俺はそれをあいつよりも先に手に入れて開封するんだ。で、その1年間にたっぷりと貯めた小銭を握りしめて目的の店へと走る。毎年毎年俺はそうやってあいつにプレゼントを送り続けてきたんだ。
He sounds sweet. Santa sounds like a really sweet bigger brother. Junpei was silent. He could think of nothing to say. June looked down, uncomfortable. Odd how that is, huh? Someone opening their heart up a little bit, and we find that uncomfortable. The wall next to him suddenly groaned. Either he hadn't heard the sound, or didn't care. Santa kept talking.
ところが、ある年のことだった。手紙の内容にちょっとした変化が。その年の手紙には、あいつの欲しいものが何も書いてなかったんだ。
Please don't tell me she wrote something like, I want my parents back.
代わりに書かれていたのはこんな言葉だった。今年はプレゼントはいりません。その代わり、願い事を一つ叶えてください。ずっとずっと、こんな風に幸せな日々が続きますように。ってな。だが俺は結局、その願いを叶えてやることができなかった。サンタクロースとしては失格だ。
Santa looked sad. Junpei had never seen him look sad before. He wasn't sure he liked it. Junpei decided it was probably best not to ask Santa any more questions. Huh. So does that mean that something bad happened to them? Or maybe just the sister? Because evidently, they weren't happy for a long time. That's why he said that the wish did not come true. By the way, this is mandatory novel mode, I think. There was a little flash earlier that indicated that. So it seems like this is a very important part. But... June saying the words we were all thinking. June glanced up at Santa quickly as she spoke. He answered, but only with an effort.
死んじまったんだよ。
Whoa. That's... How? Could she be one of the people in the original game?
殺されたんだ。今から9年前に。
There was nothing Junpei could say. His heart felt like a great lump of lead. June bit her lip and looked away. Her face was pale.
最後。
Whoa, that's an abrupt change. Santa stood up suddenly, his downcast demeanor gone. He shoved the picture back into his pocket and headed back up the stairs, taking them two at a time. Junpei and June looked at one another. There was nothing they could think of to say.
おい、何やってんだ。早く行くぞ。
Santa's voice echoed across the room from above them.
行きましょう。
あ。
They nodded and followed him quickly up the stairs. Okay, so that's our new scene here. Hey, a mandatory novel mode scene and they didn't put that as a key? That is a little bit surprising. Thank you guys for letting me know about that. Yeah, cause that was I would have missed this big chunk, frankly. Oh, wait. Oh, it's actually considered the novel section, but there's no key on it. Wait, that means I didn't have to go and solve the puzzle again then. God damn it. Okay then. Yeah, like I said earlier, so many different things happened this time. I can't keep track of it all, and I don't know if it's even worth the effort to update my flowchart thing, cause I don't know what any of this means. I really don't. But if we think about all the predictions I was trying to make, it was pretty much all wrong. Which is great. Yeah, I think my mistake in thinking really started with thinking that the person who disappeared but is alive, Snake, is a bad guy. Because all of my thinking pretty much revolved around him disappearing because he wanted to disappear. But no, that wasn't the case at all. Somebody somehow managed to stuff him inside a coffin. And it wasn't Ace, because Ace didn't know about this. Which is really weird because the coffin is behind a numbered door. The 6th door. So if it's done by somebody within our group, then it was done by 3 people. Oh, Okay, yeah, I don't think I'll think too hard for starting the next playthrough. I'll try to remember all the details we learned this time, but I give up. Okay, there is way too much unexpected crap. And over half of the stuff really just couldn't be predicted at all. Like the bracelet, left, right thing. What the hell was that? Oh my god. Okay then. When we come back, we are going to go through the white keys. There are 6 endings, but there's only 5 icons here, which makes me wonder a little bit. But I'm sure we'll figure it out when the time comes. Okay then, I will see you guys next time.